I want to break you down so that you are codependent and so that I can control you. That's the challenge of the day. Welcome to the Live and More Academy YouTube channel, where we break down reality TV, social media, and celebrity gossip so you can get an understanding of toxic, narcissistic, and abusive dynamics and trauma, and what this can look like in real time. So if that sounds good to you, subscribe, hit that bell, and let's get into it. First off, Cardi B. Now, we saw in an interview with Gayle King, her actually make the announcement that she was actually pregnant. Now, if you did not see it, I've got it right here. Let's get into it.
The streets be talking. I want to start right away with, because the rumors on the streets be talking. And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby. And I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefon Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. We're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
Is the baby, I'm not asking for your due date, but is baby coming this year or next?
It's coming before my tour.
Before your tour? When's your tour?
In February.
Whoa, Cardi.
Yeah.
You're going to go on tour in February?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm very ready.
Let me just pause this for a minute. Okay, so she says that she is having a baby with her boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. Now, we're going to go into the red flags. Let's talk about the good things that she talks about here, because obviously this is a train wreck, like literally heading for a brick wall, like obviously. But let's talk about the good thing that she talks about here. She says they're both on the same wavelength, right? And I can see how that could be an appeal where she is, especially coming from Offset, who was literally like struggling. She made his career, quite frankly. He was a struggling rapper before. He's a struggling rapper after. She basically made him who he is, really. If, he didn't marry Cardi B, then he would have been forgotten a long time ago, right? So I can see her appeal in wanting to be with someone who has achieved to the level that she has achieved. Although, is it really the level that she has achieved? I don't know. I'm not a Stefon Diggs fan. I'm not a football fan. I don't know. Maybe in that world, he's amazing. Chime in and let me know. She says that he's on the same level. I'm going to take her word for it, even though we know that women do tend to hype the level at which a man is at to make the man feel more accomplished in their presence. If they're an accomplished woman. We know that happens all the time. Look at Rihanna and what she's doing with Rocky, ASAP Rocky, and stuff like that. We see that happening all the time. But let's just assume what she's saying is accurate. Then that's great, right? They think the same way. What's next and what's next and what's next. But here's where it goes a little bit left for me. Apart from the obvious. When she says, what's next, they're both on the same wavelength where that's concerned. I want to know how that works in regards to their relationship. Okay, that's great for how that works in their career, but is that a complementary factor when it comes to the relationship, or is it just, okay, what's next? With Stefon, he's got a bit of a reputation for going from girl to girl to girl. So it would be, I think it would be accurate to assume that what's next also applies to that area of his life, because he doesn't seem to want to settle down, right? So it could, that thing that's a great thing could still be a red flag long term, is why I wanted to point out there. We're going to talk about the rest of the red flags in a minute. Obviously, she got pregnant way too soon. Obviously. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments about the situation. Let's keep going.
Even while I'm pregnant, I'm very, very ready.
Tell me about that.
Because I'm getting my body ready. Like I stretch it out. I stretch. So as soon as I give birth, tour rehearsal starts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't come from weak women.
You don't?
No.
I don't consider it weak to need a break after you've given birth to a human being. Her thinking on that is a little bit distorted. I don't think it's strength to put yourself through unnecessary duress. You know, it's like, okay, what? Why would you put yourself in a situation where you're about to do a tour, but now you're going to do it pregnant? This is not the days of no birth control. I'm not understanding how you got here, Cardi. And like she says stuff like, oh, you know, we had fun, but I think we had a bit too much fun. I'm just like, I'm not understanding how we got here, though, because we're not talking about back in the day. We're not practicing, you know, old religious terms whereby women aren't allowed to use contraception. We're not in that day and age where you're concerned. So how did this happen exactly? I mean, obviously, I know how children are made, obviously, but I'm just like, with any, you've known this guy 5 minutes. I mean, the guy's a red flag as it is, but regardless, you've known this guy 5 minutes and now you're putting your life on the line to bring his child into the world. Like, what is going on? And a lot of people say, oh, you know, well, Cardi B wants loads of kids. She wants yeah, but that's not the point. She's already talking about Offset and how much she hates Offset and how he's been making her life hell. We did a video about that last time, right? When the Stefon Diggs rumors were circulating, we went back and we looked at the Cardi B situation. In fact, I've been talking about Cardi B and Offset and the toxic dynamic there since the year before last, I think. You know, look in the main feed, it's there where I was breaking down how he was using mind games to get control of her and the situation, right? But oh gosh, I forgot my thought. I literally lost my train of thought. I wish I could go back and remind myself what my thought was. It's gone. Anyway, yeah, so we knew about Offset and all of that situation. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, so she's already in a situation where she hates her baby father, and she's acknowledged that, you know, when you leave a situation, they kind of still have control over you through the kids. Like, they can stress you out through the kids. She knows this firsthand. So why would she then turn around and bring another child into the world by someone she barely knows, to risk that or something worse happening moving forward? I know she says she's happy, but this is insane. Like, you don't know this guy. You don't know this guy. You don't know what level of terror he could bring to you, how much stress he could cause you if you ever broke up with him through your child. Because this is, you know, if you're talking, whenever you're with a narcissistic type, it's not just about what happens when you're in the relationship. They do loads of sadistic things when you leave the relationship, as long as you have a child with them. I mean, you know, if you don't have a child, they may stalk you and do stuff like that. And I don't want to belittle stalking. I just want to move on because I don't want to get into the whole stalking conversation. It's very serious. But I wanted to concentrate on, if you have a child with them, they can do even more damage. They can use parental alienation, turn your child literally against you. They can go to court and have your child taken away from you, like what's his name tried to do to Jeezy tried to do to Jeannie Mai. He literally tried to take her baby away using the court system. They do it all the time. You've got girls, ladies, you've got to be smart about who you are having kids with, because you've got to understand that you are bringing into the world the most precious, the most loved person you will ever know, right? And that is a deadly weapon in the wrong hands. This is where you got to look at it. Not, oh, I'm in love, and oh my gosh, I just want to have babies. No, girl, no, you don't know this guy. He could be 10 times worse than Offset. We don't know yet. Still in the honeymoon phase, which, you know, if we go on past behavior, it's not looking good, but we're still in the honeymoon phase. But let's keep going.
There is nothing weak about you.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think, like I was saying, I don't think you need to put yourself in torturous situations where you're not giving yourself a break in order to prove that you're strong. I think this is a myth of traumatized women who want to be seen as strong. No. In fact, a stronger female is going to go, I'm not going to put myself in that situation because that looks like hell. And I don't want to do that. Right? That's what a stronger person is going to do, because it's not just about strength in body and strength in ability to be resilient. It's also strength of mind and clarity and stuff like that. Like you're not operating with too much clarity, Cardi, in the situation, you know? Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's keep going. So let's talk about how they got together, because I just saw an interview where she mentioned how they got together. And to me, this is also a red flag. Let's listen and tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you think it's a red flag. What do you notice? I'm just going to play it and not going to say anything. And then I'm going to give my 2 pence.
Well, there was something there.
Yeah, I thought he was cute.
Let's go back.
You guys meet. What, how could you tell there was something there?
Yeah, I thought he was cute. I was like, oh, he got to be mine.
So did you reach out to him, or you just ran into him?
No,
somewhere?
you're not supposed to reach out to a man.
Oh, you follow the rules like I do. I follow that 90s book.
I know.
So did he reach out to you, or how did you guys meet?
It was like mutual friends.
Mutual friends set you up. Okay. And so what's life like together? Tell me a little more.
It's more like life is more like an expression. It's more like this. The expression is.
Would you ever get married again?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll get married again.
Yeah, you believe in love.
I believe in love. I'm like a hopeless romantic.
I love that. Okay.
Did you guys spot any red flags in that, what she said there? Did you guys spot any red flags in that, what she said? She said, oh, you know, did you approach, she said, I'm a woman, I don't approach men. Okay, cool. I'm happy about that. But then she said some other things. Guys, can you identify, can you tell me what red flag stood out to you in that conversation? Because I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I'm just gonna see if you guys tell me what it is. So they got together. Let me just go over it for you guys. So they got together through mutual friends. Her thoughts was that she had to have him. This was off the back of the conversation where she asked Cardi, what made you think that there was something there? And she just basically said, oh, I saw him, I had to have him, and we got fixed up through mutual friends. My first thing here is, okay, so he didn't pursue you then. There was no energy on his part to make this happen then. Your friends connected you. So he didn't see you and think, you know what? Or, you know what, the dropping the handkerchief thing, right? I you know, back in the day when a woman was interested in a guy, she would drop a handkerchief, basically giving him the opportunity to pick it up, right? And then they would spark off conversations. That's how we used to do it back in the day. You know what I mean? That's just one of the things they used to do. I like that because it's not shooting your shot as much as it is letting a guy know that, oh, I'm kind of interested in you. I could be interested in you. I give that a tick. Girls, let's keep doing that. We can do that, right? But setting up through mutual friends, I don't like that because it's given passive reciprocation. That's the energy that I got from what she said. It was like, I liked him. We got set up through friends. And then he was kind of like, this is how I'm interpreting it. He was like, oh, okay, let's do this. Right? I don't like that. But like, what? To tell the friend, oh, you know, I'm interested. And maybe that's what she meant by set up through friends. Like she said that she was interested and he pursued her from that point on. That would be fair. But that's not the energy that I got from what she said. But that could have been the case. I wasn't there. I'm just literally picking up the energy from what she's putting down. Do you know what I mean? It could have been the case that she said, oh, you know, I'm interested, and the friend told him, and then he was like, oh yeah, bet. But here's the thing about that. I don't get that. I get passive reciprocation in that comment. because she talks more about, this is why, she talks more about her want for him. And she doesn't mention at all his desire for her. And I think that's what gives me the passive reciprocation vibe. You know, like she doesn't, it's not a story like, oh, you know, I thought I want him, was set up through friends. And as soon as he knew, he was just like, yeah. And he was just, she's not given any of that. Now, I don't know why. Maybe she doesn't want to talk. I don't know. But based on the way she explained it, it's given a red flag. And also his reputation for being a ladies' man, just going through the girls, it's given passive reciprocation. Also in that interview with Gayle King, not the one that I paid you, the interview with Gayle King, she said that, you know, oh, you know, and I don't like this. Maybe let's talk about the multiple baby mothers before we talk about the cheating, possible manipulation red flag, because they tie in, and I think it would be better understood if I talk about the multiple baby mother rumors first. Okay, so it's all over the place. Ever since she said that she was pregnant, apparently Stefon Diggs has 4 baby mothers and all of this stuff. Now, I ChatGPT'd it. I could only find 1 baby mother. That's it. Sorry, 2. The one that he has a daughter already, and then the most recent one that is taking him to court at the moment for child support. I think he tried to deny that it was his child, and he's asking for a DNA test. And I'm like, now the timing apparently of the pregnancy and would have meant that she got pregnant before him and Cardi went official or something like that. I heard that on a video. I think I've got it played here. And I'm just like, okay, so they were together, but they weren't, what's the word? Not went official, went public. That's it. So they were together, but they weren't public with their relationship. And I'm like, but you were together, right? So that would explain why Stefon's not really claiming this child and trying to pretend like, oh, you know, I want a DNA test. I'm not sure if it's mine. Right? That would explain why he's doing that, because he was, you know, with Cardi at the time. Now, in the Gayle King interview, she says something randomly, not even connected to Stefon Diggs and the rumors. Just randomly, she said when they got together, she was off and on with him because she was like scared, you know what I mean? And she wasn't really sure. And I didn't like that, because I feel like she's trying to make, I don't want to say an excuse, but you guys will get where I'm going with this. It's like she's trying to make allowances for the fact that he got some other girl pregnant when they were in talks or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what it's given to me. She's trying to kind of give it the whole, oh, we were off and on, you know, because of me and because I was like scared and because of my, you know, like past relationship. It sounds like she's taking responsibility in some ways for him getting someone else pregnant. I mean, you guys tell me if you think it's a reach, but that's what it sounds like to me when she says that. It's like, oh, we were off and on, and you know what I mean? I was a bit scared, so I was like she basically said it like she was making trouble, like as in she was the instability in that relationship type thing. And I'm like, yeah, but just because, here's the thing about that. Just because you were not sure because of your relationship with Offset, I don't think that should provoke I'm just going to get some other woman pregnant response. You know what I mean? Like, where's the support? Where's the I'm going to be patient? Where's the I understand what you're going through? How did that happen? What? It's giving, all right, I'm just going to go do my own thing, whatever. You know what I mean? Again, it's giving a lack of consideration on his end. You know, because she's been through a lot. And the way that she described them getting together, it's like, oh, he was like a best friend to me. And, you know, there's rumors around, you know, there's a skit where she's talking about how he said that, let me heal you, which is a red flag in itself. Like, no. Let me heal you? That's just no. What is he, a therapist? And not even a therapist should ever say something like that to you. You know what I mean? That's just basically depend on me. Don't be afraid. Let down your guard so that I can have full reign over you. That's all that sounds like to me, because nobody who has your best interest at heart is going to want you to depend on them whole and heartedly for their recovery from a 10-year marriage. Absolutely not. They're going to be like, okay, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be a support to you, of course, but you got to go seek help, or, you know what I mean? Like that. Like he's saying, let me heal you, but he wasn't even a solid support system when she was going back and forth with him. Because in that time, as I interpret it, he got someone else pregnant. Now, we don't know whether it was in that time, but this is what I'm hearing through the conversation, that he probably told her, that it was in the time when she was like flip-flopping. So this is the reason why they're still together right now, right? She doesn't count it as him cheating on her because it was in the break and she's taking some responsibility for that. To me, that's a red flag. My guy got someone else pregnant, point blank, period. I don't understand how she got involved in his excuse. That's what he did. End of story. Whether she was going back and forth because of whatever challenges she was facing, actually irrelevant. So you either want the girl or you don't, right? Like if you want her and you're saying that you're serious about this, how did you end up giving donations of your sperm to another human being? Exactly. See, he said, let me heal you. Exactly. Saying I can heal you. Sorry, Kelly says, massive red flag. Saying I can heal you, I would walk away. Exactly. He cannot heal. Literally, he's struggling to heal himself by the looks of things. Because like, what are you actually doing? All right. So yeah, for me, I'm just like, I hear her taking responsibility for this cheating that he did, which she's telling herself isn't cheating because she had already broken up with him and she's put herself in charge, in the power position in that situation, making excuses like, well, if I was more stable, he never would have done that. If I was more stable, maybe I'm reaching, maybe I'm thinking into this too deeply, but that's the vibe I got from the statement. And he did get someone else pregnant whilst they were together, not together, whatever, talking, where she was a possibility for a relationship in his mind that he was aware of. He got someone else pregnant. Okay. So from that, I can deduce that he's not as supportive as she's making out, and he's making out that he is. Because how do you do that? Oh, Cardi's going through a hard time. She doesn't know whether she can trust me or not. Let me bring a human into the world with someone else. What, you can't use protection? I mean, you might be thinking, like a lot of people would, well, you know, if she was going back and forth, what was he supposed to do? You know, was he supposed to just stay there and not have any SEX? Okay, fair. But you can't use protection. You just gonna and that's also a red flag, because you had sex with someone that you don't know well enough to know whether they actually had your child or someone else's, but you did that unprotected. I'm giving you the side eye. Because either you know her well enough, which means you know that that child is yours, or you don't, which means there should never have been a possibility of having a child. Like, you're not even responsible for your own health at this point. She could have anything. I'm talking about his baby mother, the newest one, right? What are we doing? So this shows me his level of thinking when it comes to his own health. And then she goes and has unprotected sex with him too. I'm giving Cardi the side eye here too. It's not just him. But I'm giving her the side eye too, because it's not just about, you don't know this guy. It's not just about her being pregnant. He could have given her an incurable STD. What are you doing, Cardi? What's happening? Now you could argue, oh, you know, they went and got checked out first, but then wouldn't that have been cancelled out by the fact that he literally was sleeping with someone else? So when did they get checked out? Before he got someone else pregnant or after? Questions. Cardi seems okay with all the baby mother thing with her at the same time. So it's not surprising that she's trying to justify it. Yeah, I think she's cool with it because he sold her a line that fits in her mind with him not being a traitor. This is why I think she's cool with it. I don't think that negates him from being a traitor and a cheater, though. The story he told her does not mean that he's not a liar and a cheater. That just means that he gave her a convincing story, which would be easy to do because he has a reputation for just sleeping around and cheating and just being unfaithful and like literally being. Doesn't he have an sex allegation on a guy? I think we spoke about that last time in the last video I did about Cardi B, and like he has allegations. He has allegations on him, like serious ones. Okay, so I'm not sure how Cardi B thought it was a good idea. Like serious ones, like Offset is like child's play compared to this guy. Like as far as I know, Offset doesn't have any allegations on him apart from him being a literal moron. You know what I mean? Like he's cheating, he's narcissistic, definitely, emotionally toxic, very much so. But I haven't heard him with any rape allegations, whereas this guy does. He does. So, you know what I mean? We're talking about Offset times 100 at this point. And you think having this child was like a good idea? She's not thinking. She's not thinking. This was not good. And also, I'm thinking, I had a question here because I'm looking at the pattern. I see him all over TikTok. And every time I see him on TikTok, Cardi B's songs playing. And it's given, I'm promoting myself through, even though I know what it's supposed to give. I know it's supposed to be like, look, I'm supporting my girl. She's my girl. This is my girl. This is my girl. She's my girl. But what is actually given is I'm promoting myself using my girl, who is really well established. Like, ooh, who else did that? Would it be Offset? Right? And even though they're in different lanes, we're kind of cross-promoting. Like, he's making himself relevant in a space where he wouldn't be relevant if it wasn't for Cardi B. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, football fans, they're going to love Stefon Diggs because of whatever he does or doesn't do on the court. Like, I hear that he's well known. I don't know, right? But to get the opportunity to go into other lanes is a great opportunity for someone like Stefon. Like Cardi B is going to be known either way. Like she doesn't need to go over to, I don't think it's cross-referencing in the same way from the other point of view, if you flip it around, like to his audience, because I'm like, his audience probably know about Cardi B already. Her audience don't know about Stefon Diggs, not all of them. So the advantage, I think, is for him over her. Does that make sense? Where it comes to like the advantage of being in this couple unit. He can cross over into fashion. He can appeal to women just randomly. There's so much more scope with him being with her and his connection to her than vice versa. That's the way I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know. But it's given Offset part 2 of the bandwagon. It's like Cardi doesn't know who she is. Like she really, and I mean, like, you know, obviously a lot of people say, you know, this person doesn't know, but I don't think she understands who she is as a celebrity either, because she's just like giving this away. Like she's not clear on her associations either. It's like, why would you associate? I mean, okay, she kind of explained it as in he's in the same, on the same level, but in a different field. Okay, but then if you've had a guy leech off you, create a whole career off of you, why would you allow that to happen again? You know, these are my questions. It's like, why are you allowing this crossover to connect into him benefiting from your clout again? Stefon is loving the exposure. Of course, because of Cardi B, that's why she needs to mature people around her to give her guidance. Exactly. This is my point. I'm like, he's loving it. And like, she's like, oh, you know, he sent me flowers. Of course he did. He wants the attention. He wants the press. He wants to be seen as a good guy. But he literally got someone else pregnant. So clearly he's not serious. Right? This is the way I see it. You brought a human into the world. Clearly you're not serious. And you're in court telling the woman that you want an NDNA test and NDNA. What am I talking about? DNA test. And saying how you want to split the expenses down the middle. This woman isn't a celebrity. This woman isn't well off. What do you mean split the expenses down the middle? What's happening? Like he's given it's given he's trash. You no. So she's fighting for child. She's in court right now fighting for child support. A, why would she have to fight for that in the first place? Did you not put baby in her? And the other thing is, I'm thinking Cardi B's like, oh, you know, because I'm trying to get into her head and be like, what possible thing? Like, it's like, again, it's like she doesn't know who she is. Because the mother, most recent baby mother, is not in any way a celebrity. Of course he's going to go for someone like Cardi B. She's big. Of course. And how is she associating that with, you know, him thinking that she's special? She's Cardi B. She's got to think about who she is first. Right? And even though she could argue, well, you know, he's a really well-established person. He can have anybody he wants. But he hasn't had anybody he wants up until her. You know what I mean? As in famous-wise. He might have had anybody he wants that is not famous because they're all Google-eyed and like, oh my gosh, Stefon Diggs. You know what I mean? But like real, like established people within not just his field, but in any kind of network who are on the same level, they're a little bit more, what's the word? Selective, as they should be. But Cardi doesn't seem to be. She needs to sort that out. She needs to sort that out. Those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I just think he's probably going to be worse. And not even probably. I think he's going to be worse than Offset. I'm just going to stand on that. I think he's going to be worse than Offset. But let's see what the court of public opinion have to say.
About this whole.
Okay, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel and hit that bell so you get a notification every time I upload or go live, which is every Sunday.
So I have mixed feelings about this whole Cardi B pregnancy announcement thing. And you're probably wondering, why do you have mixed feelings about it? It's not your uterus. And it's okay for y'all to argue that she just wanted to be a mom. She has the money. She can afford it. She can have multiple kids. Didn't Nick Cannon just get up here and relate his children to a trauma response just because he had the money and he could do it? While that may be understandable, not every relationship has to result in you having their children. And at this point, if we're taking notes, both of the men that you've had children with created multiple broken homes, or at least created one broken home prior to you getting with them.
Now, he's created one broken home and he's fighting to create another one because he don't even want to pay child support. Okay, let's keep going.
Start seeing these celebrities as people to take notes from instead of people to say, I think I would like that life. Because she said it herself. We were just supposed to be having a little fun and we had a little too much fun.
How did you let that become, let me calm down. How did you, Cardi, let that be so fluid? I'm struggling to get the words, but you know what I mean? Like, how did you let that happen so easily? She's just like, it's like she just takes this as some sort of game. This is like her health. And if he'd given her HIV, then what? What would she say then? Ladies, we gotta be more switched on.
A baby after a divorce like that should have been the last thing on your mind, because you could have been had a tour and you would not have.
Not even the last thing on her mind. It should have been the first thing on your mind to prevent happening. I'm not even going to entertain this as something she actually wanted to do. You got pregnant because you were careless, and now you have a baby. Now you're having a baby. Some point blank period. I'm not even thinking in any way that she was like, oh, you know what, Stefan, let's have a baby together. This was not planned. This was not a thing. And the fact that she was careless pisses me off, quite frankly. Because girl. But then again, you know what? I'm going to say I understand because of the Offset situation, and she's probably in 1,000 different places trying to prove a point, trying to show that this is her man, getting carried away. But no, girl, even when we are in these situations, hi Yvonne, even when we're in these situations, we got to do better in protecting ourselves. Protecting ourselves is rule number one when we kind of come out of toxic scenarios. Not going into a relationship and being googly-eyed over a guy you barely know. That is not good, the right way to go. That's what we should never be doing. Now, if you want to get into another relationship straight away, I don't advise it, but who can stop you, right? But at the very least, protect yourself physically from this person that you are trying to get to know. And we're still in the getting to know phase, because you don't really know anybody until you've been dating them like a year, 6 months to a year. I'd give it 6 months to a year, because, you know, at 6 months, they will start tweaking on some level. The red flags, if not showing up immediately, which a lot of the time they do, will start showing up 6 to a year down, right? Most of the time, unless they're waiting for you to get pregnant, in which case, you know. And I saw his response. Like, she gave that sweet announcement, and I got his response here somewhere. Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Long time in tuning in live. Glad to be back. Glad to see you back. Sounds like toxic advice preventing better than cure. Exactly. Prevention is better than cure. Exactly. Let's listen to what this woman has to say.
To go into recovery and immediately go back into rehearsals had you decided, I want to have fun, but I already have 3 kids. Having one won't make me more of a mother. She seems happy, and I just wish that a baby didn't have to be the resolution of them being together. It probably would have been nice to enjoy genuine love without the commitment of a baby. But again, it's not my uterus. It's not my man. Not my problem.
Okay, Kelly says Cardi wanted another child. She gets sort of validation from having children. I'd like someone to ask her why she had this child. Why Stefan? And why now? Why now? Because she's careless is why now. There's no reason for why now. She wants to have another child. Okay. But why does she need to have it with Stefan? And why does she need to have it when she doesn't know Stefan? And you can say, oh, we were friends before. You don't know nobody. Anybody you've been friends with, you don't know him till you actually start being in a relationship with him, because it's a whole nother person in there. Okay? Whoever you think you know as a friend, whole nother person in there. Okay? That you have no idea of until you actually start dating. Let me tell you that. First and foremost. So yeah. Yvonne, Rose Romeo tinted glasses. Yeah. Who have the money. Yeah, just because they have the money, though. Yeah. Let's listen to the next lady.
He's batting an eye. She's
Guys, give this guys, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
I understand because Cardi B is so rich, nobody's batting an eye as she's popping out these children. But do you not understand the insanity in going through what she went through publicly with Offset and understanding the repercussions of having children with him, that she's going to be tied to him for life and that she'll always have to deal with him? And she's even gone so far as to go on podcasts and be like, I don't wish death on people, but like, she hates him. And now she's pregnant by another man that she's dated for less than a year? Like, oh my God, like, why tie yourself to another man for eternity after knowing him for less than a year? After it, like, did you learn nothing? Did you learn fucking nothing?
It seems so. It certainly seems she learned nothing. This lady had something to say that's not actually related to Cardi B, but I thought it was a very good point. So I'm going to go ahead and share the thought.
This could be an unpopular opinion, but it's a popular opinion to me. Babies are not for boyfriends. Babies are not for boyfriends. Babies are not for boyfriends. If I have a baby, I'm going to have a husband. Because babies are for husbands. Babies are not for boyfriends. Do we need that on a t-shirt? Babies are not for boyfriends. They're not.
Now, I hear what she's saying, because here's the thing. I think we're just taking it a bit too casually. Like, boyfriends, we break. If you don't have the commitment to get married to that person, where does the commitment come from to bring child into the world that makes you connected forever and a day? And I've never understood that logic. I've had friends, I've had family members say to me, do you know what? Do you know what I mean? I'd never want to get married, but you know, I'm happy to have kids. I'm like, what? Where is the logic? I'm happy to have kids with someone I will never be able to get rid of in my life, but you know what? I don't want to get married. What? If you can't get married, you shouldn't be bringing, unless you're a person who wants the child, just wants the child and just wants to be out of there and just wants the child. Then in that case, go to a sperm donor, because a sperm donor can't take you to court or make your life a misery just to get you back because they've had a bad day. You know what I mean? So even in the case of like, oh my gosh, I just want to have a child, just go to a sperm bank and have that child, if that's the case. Right? Don't go to mentally unstable human beings, narcissistic human beings, and have babies, because they are going to stress you out severely. Okay, and I think that is an excuse that we make for just being careless. A lot of the times, like, oh, I just want to have a baby. You can go do the sperm bank. If you are so intentional, because that's what they do a lot of the time. We make excuses and we say, oh, no, it doesn't matter about the guy. I don't even care whether he's trash because I just wanted a baby. Why did you go and have a baby with someone who was trash? Make it make sense. I don't care that he's no good for me. I just want to have his baby. Why would you do that? Okay, some people can't afford, like the treatment. That's, what is that, IVF and all of that stuff. Maybe, fair. Okay, but even still, we got to do better. I think Cardi has a failure to achieve schema. What do you mean? She tends to, I suppose I could just read the rest of it. She tends to use her relationships and children as a distraction from really focusing on her own success. Boy, Harlem. Yeah, you called that. I hear you. Kind of like, oh, I could have done better, but syndrome. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like, she'll put things in the way so that she can have an excuse for, because she was saying, and that does make sense, because she was saying she was really anxious about her album coming out and if people would like it, because she suffers from a lot of anxiety. So That's very good. That is a very strong point. She fears failing in her career. That's a very strong point, and reasonably so. I mean, the fear of failure, I mean, must be times 100,000 when you're Cardi B, right? The fear of being a flop, so maybe that's her way of coping with it, to put something in the way so that she could have but I was doing this though, and you know what I mean? I was pregnant though. I did my best, right? Rather than her actually being able to kind of like soar, because she finally has an opportunity to soar and she's gotten pregnant. And we've said all the time that it was Offset getting her pregnant, and maybe it was. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, maybe it was. It was. That relationship was toxic, and Offset was trying to keep her on the ropes, right? Absolutely. Barefoot and pregnant. Absolutely. But Stefon, how did you join this On the Ropes Club? Why are you now getting her pregnant? You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I don't like it. Exactly. There are some women who don't even want the boyfriend or husband. It is just about having a child. And yes, the stress later down the road is not considered. It is a lack of self-love. Yeah, this is the way that I see it. It's like, okay, so when he alienates you from your child because he wants to see his child, and he takes you to court to be able to see his child just to get on your nerves because he don't even like the child, you got to look at who you're having children with. These people can ruin your relationship with your children. They can ruin your life through the children. When you are giving a man a child, you are giving him endless access to your life, because now you can't not talk to them. You can go low contact, sure, but you will always have to have that contact. Whereas if you didn't have children, bye, blocked, goodbye, delete. That's it, in theory, unless they decide to stalk you, which a lot of them do. But you get my point, right? You don't have to keep engaging with them. When you have a child, you have to keep engaging with them. And instead of us taking that more seriously, we're taking it less seriously for some reason. Oh, I'm just going to find someone random. I'm not even going to think about who they are. I'm just going to have a baby in the air. That's fine. That is madness to me. Pure and utter madness. In the world that we live in today, with the amount of narcissistic types that are swimming in these oceans today, narcissistic sharks, crazy. But I think I've gone off on a tangent. Point is, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's go on to the next person. Who do we have next? So I think there was this person.
Nobody's batting an eye.
We did this one. Let's go on to the next one. I feel like we did this one too.
It's a popular opinion to me.
Next.
I really don't give a fuck about these. Honestly, I never even talk about shit like this because honestly, I really don't give a fuck about these celebrities and their livelihood and what they doing. But the reason why I'm speaking about this is just because Cardi B is such a huge influence on most black women. And I want to tell y'all something. Don't fall for this, okay? It's a pump fake. Don't fall for it. I'm not saying that the woman not pregnant. But what I'm saying is don't be surprised if this shit blow up in her face. Now, mind you, it's already fake. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs are benefiting from each other. Cardi B is using Stefon Diggs as somebody to just make her ex-husband jealous because we all know that she like those ratchet dudes.
Fair. That's a fair comment to make, because I was like, how are they both benefiting from each other? But as he went on, I think that's fair.
Offset was her cup of tea. We all know how much she cared about the dude and how much she loved them. Stuff like that don't just die out over a year. You don't have 3 children with somebody and marry somebody, say vows to somebody, and then the next year you just over them. That don't happen.
I disagree. I believe that if you're in a toxic relationship, sometimes you literally flatline. You don't care about that person anymore. Feelings flatline. There's nothing. And I feel that's probably the state to which I don't think that Cardi B does she enjoy throwing it in his face? Absolutely. Because of the person that she is, the type of person that she is, absolutely. She does enjoy throwing it in his face. But I don't think there are any remaining feelings for Offset. I'd be surprised at this point. I as in genuine love feelings, right? Trauma bonding and all that stuff. Maybe there's some of that left where, you know, because I'm always saying if you're feeling like you need to be revengeful, you're still trying to move a point, right? They've still got a bit of control over you in that respect. So maybe there's some trauma bonding going on, that stuff, residue there. But as for actual love, that died out, I think, in the early stages of their relationship. The rest was a push-pull that went on for far too long, in my opinion. I like this perspective, revenge pregnancy, deep. Yeah, this is what he's saying. I wouldn't put it past her.
Could see right through it, because I mean the subliminal messages she send, she always talking shit about him. She trying to get Offset to crash out. That's why she's doing this. And I'm not surprised that she
probably. Does that mean that she still has love for him? I don't believe. After everything that she's been through with him, I think that wanting to get him back and wanting to make him suffer isn't necessarily a result of her having love for him in any way. I think there's a lot of things, you know, you get a lot of what's the word? Righteous anger when you come to understand the ways and the levels in which somebody has taken the absolute mick out of you. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a toxic dynamic and you leave that, that's when the kind of like the glasses really come off. Like even when you're in it, your body, your mental cannot allow you to actually comprehend the levels at which you have been disrespected because you're still in it. But when you leave, that's when you really start clocking all the different ways you were disrespected, which does bring a huge amount of justified, righteous anger. Now, in that, I think it's understandable that she would want him to crash out, that she is trying to press every button there is in his solar system in order for him to crash out, because who do you think you are? You know what I mean? I can see her doing that, but is that coming from a place where she still loves him? I don't think so. I think I can't say really, but I would say that it would be equally possible that she's doing it because she's just realized the level in which she was disrespected and she's just like having her own time. I think that's equally possible and probably more possible if you understand the stages of recovery. But, you know, maybe their feelings, I don't know. I don't know her. Let's keep going.
You'd be willing to have a baby, a whole human being, just to try to make Offset crash out. She wanted to make him regret the way that he treated her. Okay.
Of course, every woman does. That's like natural. That's natural. To have a baby, he called her, "You're my baby mother. I won." Turns out, you know, she's someone else's baby mother now. So how much did you actually win? You know, her mind. I'm not saying that's what she did, but, you know, it could be her way of getting her lick back. Let's keep going.
So what? That means have a child out of wedlock with some random guy that you feel is going to make your ex-husband jealous? Okay. And the reason why I say it's going to...
And this is why I always say, do not react when you leave the toxic relationship, because you'll end up doing stuff like this, like just to get your lick back and try to show that person that you block that person and try to heal. This is your main thing to do at this point in time, because otherwise you will end up doing crazy stuff like this to prove your point. I've got control, when really all you've done is hand the baton over to the new guy and giving him the opportunity to terrorize you instead. Not making sense, Cardi, but let's keep going.
Blow up in her face because she makes significantly more money than Stefon Diggs. And Stefon Diggs' career is on the decline. You know what that means? Don't be surprised if they do have a baby and they separate. What if he want majority custody? She make more money than him. The judge might rule in his favor. And
literally what I was saying. The baby father from hell. Part 2. Let's keep going.
She might be able to not only get his kid, but get money from Cardi. She ain't thinking that far ahead. She too busy thinking emotionally, trying to see what she can do to try to make Offset crash out. These are two people using each other. One on a decline, the other one vindictive. all she doing is bringing more turmoil.
Yeah, Stefon's trying to get into a new field. He's wearing all these fashion things. He's trying to get crossover.
Not only into her relationship with her first husband.
That actually confirms my theory, what I was talking about earlier, but let's keep going.
Been her first baby daddy. But also think about the kind of drama this is going to cause in her children's lives. Please do not be out here creating broken families just to try to make your ex jealous. We got enough broken homes already.
His point is made. I like it. Now, do I agree with all of it? Not necessarily, but he made some very valid points there. Let's listen.
And so, okay, let's talk about Cardi B, because it's obvious that she's pregnant. And so whenever she's like waddling outside the courtroom, I'm seeing in the comments like people are like, oh, she can afford it. She can have all the kids she wants. Y'all know it takes more than money to raise a kid, right? And this is not to slut shame Cardi. This is all about making good decisions. Because if that baby is Offset's or if that baby is Stefon Diggs, both are bad decisions. Both are big L's. Because why would you have a baby with someone you want to divorce and keep cheating on you? And why would you have a baby with Offset 2.0, who's no better or worse? Stefon Diggs is literally the same nigga as Offset. And I think Stefon Diggs literally...
I think he's actually worse, but carry on.
...had 2 babies last year with 2 different people.
No, it was just the one, I think. From as far as I can tell, there's no other one being reported.
So you tell me again if you think Cardi B makes good decisions.
She still doesn't make good decisions. That was not a good decision. I think it was the worst decision of her life, having a baby for Stefon in all of this. But let's keep going.
Again, I'm talking about Cardi B and her NFL boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. And this is the thing. I hope for her sake that she has not found Offset 2.0, because I distinctly remember an interview of people interviewing Stefon's teammates, and they were all asked, who's the one guy on the team that you would never want to date your sister?
And this video is what I did a video about live earlier when everyone was talking about, oh my God, Stefon and, Cardi B. I was like, hang on a minute, guys. Let's talk about this Stefon dude, because I'm not liking what I'm seeing. This is the video we did a video about back when everyone was celebrating their relationship.
And all of them said Stefon.
On this team, would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stefon Diggs.
This team, would you least like to date your sister?
Least like to date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
This team, would you least like to date your sister? And I might add, you're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
Well, nobody want me to date this. I'm a great guy.
The NFL locker room is the epitome of locker room talk, so I'm sure they have bragged about all kinds of escapades they have had with women, and that's who Cardi picked. Although Offset was moving like a single man almost the entirety of their marriage, it was Cardi's time to finally be a single woman, and she's already locked down. I just hope for her sake that she's not making a permanent decision with a temporary person. The internet is tired of watching Cardi throw up, cry, slide down the wall, and fight the air about how a man has done her wrong. At some point, you gotta take some accountability and some responsibility for selecting the same kind of man over and over.
Or not protecting yourself, at least. She was in a vulnerable position. I'll give her that. Coming in out of that relationship, you are open. Your wounds are open, which is why I say don't date anybody. Because you're not going to be able to tell if he's a shark or not. You're going to be all over the place, and you're just bleeding out into open waters, basically. God knows what you're going to get. So I'll give her that.
And over again. Offset was a habitual cheater. And this guy has a past of cheating too. But for some reason, you're drawn to this kind of man. You will get the same test over and over and over again until you pass. He'll have a different name and a different face, but the test will be the same.
Mm-hmm. That much is definitely true. Let's keep going. We've got a lot more to talk about on Cardi B. I might just cut this down. I'm not sure if I have because now I'm thinking about all the videos that I numbered. I'm not even sure that the interview with Stefon Diggs is in there. don't ask me why I did not add it to the selection. But I'm not even sure it's in there. But what I will say is, I'll just tell you about it. The guy, someone asked him,
the example.
Guys, let me know if you saw the clip where they were interviewing him and saying, "Hey, we hear that you got a baby on the way," and he was like, "Oh, I don't talk about my personal life." That's a red flag in itself. That guy should be singing your praises from here to kingdom come. I don't care whether he doesn't like to talk about. If you are in interview talking about, I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, that guy better be singing your praises from here to kingdom come in interviews and beyond. Otherwise, you should not be talking about him at all publicly. Not at all in any shape or form. It's unbalanced. Right here, he was just like, "Oh, I tell you, I don't talk about my personal life." Is that because you don't want to give anything away in regards to you being an absolute cheating, whatever, the whoop-de-whoop? Like a guy that's always like on the down low and secret, that you can't trust that. So you can't be here singing his praises. So anyway, in the interview, I was right. It's not here. In the interview, he was basically like, I don't talk about my private life. And then the guy was pushing, and then he was like, "Oh yeah." Well, he's like, "Oh, I hear you got a baby on the way," or something to that effect. And he goes, "Yeah, I heard something about that." But the way that he said it was very flippant, like, "Yeah, I heard something about that." And you could argue that he doesn't want to talk about his personal life. But you got your girl on daytime TV with Gayle King talking about, "I am having a boyfriend. I am having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. And this is amazing because..." And this guy is giving it, "Yeah, I heard something about that." And then the guy was like, "Any celebrations?" And he was like, "Maybe, we'll see." And just carried on. And I'm just like, no. Is this a switch? In fact, I don't even think it was a switch. I believe this is where he was from the very beginning. But Cardi thought this was some sort of endearing quality, probably, right? Where he's like really like flat. And she's like, "Oh yeah, but he'll love me." But this is why I'm getting passive reciprocation for how they met. And also, I'm getting, "You're about to really do her dirty now" vibes. Because how do you get, the guy is not a smile like, "Yeah, me and my girl, my best friend, are about to bring a child." And no, nothing. He's just like, "I don't talk about my personal life." Any celebrations? "Yeah, maybe, we'll see." Like Cardi B is anybody. It gives devaluing quality to me. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. The comparison was definitely, in my mind, this is not going anywhere good. I don't think the clip is here. It's not actually here. But yeah, let's keep going. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We can actually stop. Why did I have so many of these? We're going to get on to Cash Doll and the fact that we were absolutely right about that situation. Oh, well, it's not confirmed, but we have some weird videos of Cash Doll talking. Their interaction was just diabolical as far as I'm concerned. I'm just like, "Cash Doll, what are you doing with this guy?" But we'll get onto that in a minute.
Vagina management. Cardi B is the example of having poor vagina management.
Absolutely.
I don't care how rich you are. It is so irresponsible to keep having babies by different men.
Not just about by having, again, back to the HIV, STD thing. What if she did give her HIV? You have 3 kids to look after. I mean, I know it's not a death sentence anymore. They have medications and all that stuff. But girl, why put yourself in that position? Right?
My thing is, you came on the internet, you bashed your husband, you made it to the world that he does this and he do this, and all of that might be true. But you are laying up with a man who's no different than your husband. He literally lays seeds everywhere he goes. So tell me, what are you getting differently? This man could not even make an honest woman out of you before laying you up and knocking you up. Make it make sense. I don't care how much money you have. It's irresponsible. Baby, having fun with a man, do what you want to do. But getting out of divorce and laying up with a man and getting pregnant.
She's not even out of the divorce. She's still married. Let's keep going.
Less than a fucking year, then you were just in the hospital giving birth. Honey, that is crazy. I don't care. You don't have enough people around you to tell you, baby, this is not right. And I don't care. Y'all gonna keep throwing money, money, money. Money is not everything. Do y'all know y'all are literally making up the statistics? When people say black homes, and y'all are literally giving them the fucking data to add to the statistics. I don't care. That shit is just getting disgusting. When will women learn? Your body is sacred. Your body is a temple. Everybody does not deserve a child out of you. I'm sorry. And my thing is, you'll play to the internet and y'all make it seem like this relationship is top 10, all this, and then a year or two go on and then you bashing him just like you did your husband. Sweetie, tell me something that's different from him than your husband, because from what I'm seeing, he came with the same thing.
Stefon Diggs has allegations. RAPE allegations. That's what's different.
Multiple baby mamas and multiple drama. Sometimes I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And I'm really praying for these young women out here. I want you to know your worth is not, I don't even know how to put this. Your worth, having a baby by a man does not define your worth. I'm so serious. It is getting out of hand. It's sickening to see. This is just, it's irresponsible. And then my thing is, you have young women looking up to you, and no, you're not supposed to be nobody's role model, but you know you have an audience. You know there's people looking up to you.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, I want to say quickly about her not being married to Stefon. Here's the thing that a lot of women do when it comes to the marriage thing. I can hear her saying, well, you know, I did it the right way the first time and it didn't work. So what's the difference? And I want to go back to the beginning of their relationship and say, girl, no, you didn't do it the right way from the beginning. You got married to him way too quickly from the beginning. So it was already wrong from the beginning. So your course correcting shouldn't be, oh, you know, I'm not going to bother getting married because it doesn't matter. Your course correcting should be, I'm going to take my time this time before I actually do get married, because the last time I rushed into it, I rushed head on into a collision. Okay. That should have been the course correction. Right. But I can almost hear her saying, I did it the right way and it didn't work. Let's keep going.
And this is what you want to set. Not even that. You have young girls. Is this the example you want to set for your daughters? Like, this is ridiculous. Again, minding my business, but not minding my business. Congratulations on your album coming out, because I know you're going to do amazing. You're a great artist, but I really, 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 really wish you would just slow it down, because, baby, let me tell you something. You may think you know who you are coming out of that relationship with your ex-husband, but girl, I can guarantee you have not fully grasped who Cardi B is, because if you done that, you would not be giving a man with multiple baby mamas a fucking baby out of wedlock. I'm so sorry. It's
Cardi B, mind. Let's keep going.
Ridiculous. It's girl, I love you down. But I'm gonna let you know when you're wrong.
See, the thing is, I'm not a Cardi B fan. I'm not a lover of Cardi B per se, but I'm aware of her status. I'm aware of how well known she is. So from that point of view, I'm like, girl, get it together. Like, what? I mean, not from a trauma point of view. I'm not saying get it together from that point of view, because that takes time and that takes healing. That's a completely separate issue. Well, it's not a separate issue. It's kind of connected. It's completely connected. But her self-perception, she needs to work on that. Let's put it like that. Get it together, maybe harsh because she's got to been through a lot of stuff. But yeah, she definitely needs to rebuild that self-esteem because it is literally in the gutter. In the gutter at this point, and she's acting as such. Let's keep going.
Offset.
Yeah, what did Offset say in this bit? I'm not sure if you can see it. He says, I can't even read it. I hope you guys can read it. If you can read it, type in the thing what it says because I can't even read it. But basically, he said something about, you know, oh, she's pregnant and she isn't even divorced. Pregnant by another man and she isn't even divorced. That was his post, something along those lines. And I'm like, you are actually ridiculous. You are absolutely ridiculous. Like this is just classic narcissistic statement. This is a classic narcissistic statement. Like, how can you, Offset, say anything about what Cardi B's doing right now in any shape or form? I'm not understanding. Like, you cheated on her from left to right, to the North Hemisphere to the South Hemisphere, the Eastern and Western. Come on. I'm not understanding what in your head made you think that posting that would make you look in any way less moronic. I'm just like, what is happening? Let's play it anyway.
Offset. Offset. Please, just stop, bro. Just stop, man. You're making yourself look stupid.
Yeah.
Throughout that whole relationship, throughout the whole marriage, you've been cheating on this woman like crazy.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you have this high moral standard. Like, come on, bro.
Classic narcissistic response. You got no morals when you're doing your dirt, but someone else comes out and does it. You're like, oh my gosh, how disgusting and outrageous. Please, save it. Save it, sir. Divorce ain't even finalized and you popping out another man's kid. Yeah, that's what he says. Divorce ain't even finalized and you're popping out another man's kid. As though he's got, what the judgment? Like, it's crazy. And you can see how that would have played with her head in the past, because when you are a good girl and someone like that comes along, you can easily be controlled by judgments, even though they are complete hypocrites. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. Let's keep going.
Be serious. Just sign those papers and let the woman go.
Yeah, basically.
It was bad enough that you were asking for spousal support.
I forgot that he did that. God, I forgot that he did that. So not only did he make, yeah, I did a video at the time because I was so outraged and now I forgot. You literally terrorized this woman and then out the back end tried to take her money.
Spousal support.
Yeah, another woman did that. Wasn't that Richie's, what's her name? Something Richie. The one that went out with Charlie Sheen and was going out with her. Anyway, he tried to do the same thing.
Bro.
Denise Richards.
This just shows how bitter you are.
Yeah, Denise Richards.
Actually moved on because you were out there cheating on her like crazy. And now you want to put tweets out there. Oh, she's having a baby by another man and the marriage isn't, over yet. Sign the papers and it will be.
Basically. She would basically, she was begging for you to sign them for the longest time. And here you are stringing it out. For what? For why? Let's keep going.
Over.
He did a thing. What did he do? He did one of his songs was about moving on and saying how she should move on. It's like you were holding on to the. If you don't get out my face, boy, you are holding on to the papers.
Jeez. Like, bro, you have no more chances. It's over. Just sign it. Let this woman be free. You can have all these women, right? Why are you stuck on this one that doesn't want you anymore? Sign the papers.
Real. This is the thing. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up.
By Stefon.
And subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you get a notification every time I go live, which is every Sunday.
People who celebrate Cardi B getting pregnant by Stefon Diggs hate kids. I didn't stutter.
Tell me your thoughts on this. I just wanted to add this in. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I wanted to add this in just for debate purposes. He said people who are celebrating Cardi B being pregnant for Stefon Diggs hate kids. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts about that? Agree, disagree, middle ground? Let me know in the comment section. Just say agree, disagree, in the middle.
They hate children. Every time NBA YoungBoy gets somebody pregnant, another baby mom lines up to be a baby mom for NBA YoungBoy. When Future gets another woman pregnant, when those women line up to be impregnated, when any of these celebrities just pop out kids, y'all enjoy it. You're entertained by it. Even though the kids are the ones who suffer. The kids got to go from household to household. The kids are the ones growing up, watching what everybody's saying about their family. The kids are the ones who know about their parents' adult business. Oh, but it's the tea though. It's the tea. Well, while you was yapping about the tea, a bunch of these kids are getting born into situations that are not ideal. We excuse it because the people who are doing it have a lot of money, but they're not raising these kids. And to be honest with you, most of the people who are the most entertained by it also have kids. And they are also not raising those kids because they hate kids. Y'all view them as a commodity. They're something that you could take a photo op with and then you done with them. Whole time they're growing up and they're learning from every one of these situations. So when your kids are okay with creating lives and never really taking responsibility for them, more than just financial, actually raising them, and you can't understand why, walk to your nearest mirror, point your finger at the image, and say, this is your fault.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with all that. I'm sorry. I don't think it's, But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section. I agree, but would use don't care rather than hates. Okay. If you're happy about Cardi B's situation, you don't care about the children's well-being. But is Cardi a bad mother? Well, if you are... If you're making these kinds of decisions, can you be a good mother? That's another question. If you're making these kinds of bad decisions, can you be a good mother? It's not equal to the other question, but when they say if a father is mistreats the mother, then he's not a good father. Can the same be applied with the situation whereby if the mother is making silly mistakes, silly decisions like this, to have babies just randomly for a guy unknown to really anyone, can she be a good mother? Because how do you have, here's the thing as well. I think of it another way, as in, okay, on a deeper level, you're having kids with someone you don't know. And then when you have that child, you're going to hand that child over to someone you might know a bit more, but right now it's a bit too late, isn't it? Right? You know what I mean? You've made human with child. You've made human with person. That person has half the responsibilities of that human, but you don't really know him well enough to really vouch for him like that because you had the baby too early. So really, are you a good mother? Because now you are potentially putting your child in harm's way. Even though it's the father, you don't know the father. So you don't know if he's a pedophile. You don't know if he's, you don't know what's going on. You don't know the family well enough to be making those kinds of, things like, you got to think about it in the long term. Now, I think on the surface, Cardi's a good mother, right? She pays the bills. She feeds her kids. She clothes her kids. She does all the necessary things with her kids. She takes her kids out. She gives them treats, all of the stuff. I don't think they are like physically neglected. Emotionally, I can't tell you. I've not looked into her relationship or dynamic with them. They could still be emotionally neglected for sure. But I couldn't tell you about that. But what are you guys thinking? Would you say that she's a good mother based on the decisions that she's making? And does that really even out? Because I do agree that if the father mistreats the mother, he's not a good father. So does that relate in the other way around? As in, if the mother's making these silly decisions, then because again, you're now welcoming a guy into the family unit that you don't know. Right? So again, he could be a pedophile. We don't know. I mean, he has allegations, which she doesn't seem to be taking seriously. You don't really want someone with sex allegations of any type around your child. So again, we're not taking this seriously. Would we say she's a good mother with all of that in mind? I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards no. Because you're actually prioritizing this guy over your kids. Well, we don't know because we don't know how much of a relationship he has with her kids. So let me just pull that one back. Maybe not that dramatic, but yeah, it certainly raises questions, I think. No, I don't think she's a bad mom, but if the children have come about because of revenge, then there will be issues in their relationship down the line. Sure. Because then, especially if Diggs starts mistreating her, which I predict he will, yeah, she might not be a fan of that kid. Emotional welfare risk. Yes, exactly. Emotional welfare risk. Maybe even physical welfare risk. Sure, her extended family helps in this dynamic. Yeah, I wasn't actually thinking about her extended family. I'm talking about his extended family. Because, when you have a human being with someone, they have a whole other side of the family that they have to interact with. Because they're part of that family too. So if you don't know him, you definitely don't know the family. So what are we doing? What are we doing, girls? Ladies, what are we doing? Right? These are my questions. I have questions. I have many questions. These are the things that I think about when it comes to just having babies with random guys. And because you love them today. Right? These are the things that I think about. It's like it runs so much deeper than, oh my God, we're happy and we're having a baby. Like, you don't know this fool. Let's keep going.
Couple months ago, like, Blossom literally just turned 1. Like, couple months ago. Like, Cardi B is putting up real pro athlete numbers in the baby making department. Like, is there no grace period? Like, do we not wait for the ink to dry on the divorce decree? Are they divorced? I don't know, y'all. I don't think that situation is going to end well at all. Stefon Diggs does not have a good reputation at all. Like, as a matter of fact, they be talking about, I thought he was back flipping in and out the closet, in and out and in and out.
He is.
Thought Cardi was.
His RAP allegations is with a man against a man.
Was a beard. I really did. Like, I really thought that this was just an arrangement. What do you mean? A child? Do y'all know each other for? I mean, good grief. I feel like y'all be treating babies like just a Happy Meal toy. But I guess, at least she ain't go back to Offset. I owe y'all Slim Jims from the last video.
There's that. She didn't go back to Offset. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this.
Y'all don't remember this? I'm throwing this in. This is a treat for those of y'all who stayed to the end. Y'all don't remember this coming out? It was swept under the rug real fast. But I recall. Pause and read this. And let me know if y'all remember this in the comments. Because, yeah, Cardi, what tip, honey? Because this was just dismissed. But
I don't know what this was.
Yeah, y'all let me know something.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what this was, and I can't pause to read because it's too small. Guys, did you pause to read? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look that up. Let's go on to the next one. I'm gonna look at the video so I can read what it actually says. Actually pause to read. Listen to the next one. Let me know your
really
thoughts.
outdid herself with this one. Because didn't her baby just turn 1? And then don't he have a baby that's like 6 months? Oh yeah. They on some hood shit. And with Stefon Diggs, you want to hope for the best, but shit, who's to say that that nigga don't dog her ass out too? Which I truly think that she don't even give a fuck. Cardi B got her own motherfucking money. She don't give a damn pretty much probably what these niggas do. On some real shit, Cardi just acting like a hood nigga. Hood niggas have babies within their marriage while they still together. They don't give a damn. Men that's ain't from the hood get motherfuckers pregnant within their marriage. If you can't beat them, join them. Shit, she said, fuck it, bitch. Let's move on. Next. I'm a little disappointed because I truly thought that she was going to step her motherfucking game up and go get with her real motherfucking boss nigga, one of these rich white men or something, and shit on everybody. But nah, she did the opposite. She stuck to the script. You know, she definitely have a type. Can't say that. But fuck it. It is what it is.
Just turned 1. Like,
yeah, that was the one. That was a girl. There we are. Found the video. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts.
Next. NFL player Stefon Diggs. Cardi B announced that she's pregnant by her boyfriend, NFL player Stefon Diggs. They got together last October 2024, and she's pregnant now. And he allegedly welcomed the baby in April of 2025 of this year, and she has a 1-year-old, and she's still legally married, okay? I say that to say this. It's okay to be single, y'all. It's okay to spend time by yourself and love yourself. I think that Cardi's embarrassed. I don't think she was planning on having a baby. You could tell by the interview that her demeanor is timid. She even said herself that her parents didn't even know that she was pregnant. Like, why are you hiding to not just the world, but to your own parents that you're pregnant? It's because you're not proud of it. You could tell that Stefon was not supposed to be long-term. He was supposed to just be a good time, but that good time turned into a long time because now there's a baby involved. And people are saying that they're happy for Cardi because, yeah, she's pregnant with her 4th kid, but she has the money for it. She could take care of 4 kids. And my thing is, I hate when people say that because money's not the only proponent when it comes to raising a child. Children need peace. We know how Cardi is. Okay, shit may be sweet now, but shit's not gonna be sweet no more when that baby comes. Let's be so for real. True colors will be shown when the baby comes. Everyone that has a child knows that that's how it goes, including Cardi, because she's had several kids by the man that she's divorcing. And people are saying that Cardi's healed from Offset and that she's good now. But my thing is, how can you be healed but you're dealing with someone that allegedly had a baby this year? Make it make sense. No truly healed woman is going to be dealing with a man that would have headlines like this, and then now her name is attached to it because that's her baby daddy. It's okay to take the time to be by yourself. Being by yourself is the best peace in the world, let me tell you. And to truly take the time out to heal, not just for you, but for your kids, for your family. Because call me that so Raven, but the same way Cardi would air out Offset, she gonna do that same thing to Stefon after that baby come. How much you wanna bet?
All right, the allegations were in that video at the end was pretty much what I was talking about. I'm not sure if it was at the same one. Yeah, because the brother was involved and there was 2 connections. It's the same one that I was talking about before. He basically drugged and tried to RAP this guy, the guy at the front. He tried to RAP. Or maybe it's not the guy at the front. I don't know if it's the guy in the video, in this picture or not. But he had to try to RAP someone. And it was swept under the rug. Yeah, that's Stefon. I didn't hear any of that coming out for Offset. You know what I mean? And things like that. He tried to drug him. What are we doing, Cardi? What are we doing? Okay. Who else did something like that? A rapper is dating a P-file. And she's like supporting him and all sorts. Oh, here's the video of Stefon and his response. I wanted to just play it to you. We're going to move on to thingy because I've been on Cardi B for an hour and a half now. We're going to move on to Cash Doll after this. But here's his response.
Baby rumors? The who?
The baby rumors.
Who is that?
You.
Oh, my personal life?
Yeah.
I told you about that. We won't talk too much about my personal life, but I heard about it.
Any celebrations that we'll see in the?
We'll see.
I don't like that. Did you see her announcement and how proud? I don't even know that she's actually proud. Some people are saying that she's embarrassed, and I believe that she probably is embarrassed. But the way that she played it off was way better than what he's doing. I didn't like that at all. Guys, tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on that. Didn't like that at all. Let's just finish up the videos that are here, and then we'll call it a day with Cardi B in this situation.
Example of what happened. Ladies, Cardi B is a classic example of what happens to women who think they are special and different and bigger than the program.
I'm going to pause here because in Cardi's case, I can see how she would think herself different and special and bigger than the program, because she is special and different. She's Cardi B, right? You don't get to being Cardi B by being the same. Okay, so I'm not going to take that away from her. I can see why she would be in a space where she would believe, but then she doesn't actually believe in herself fully. So it makes me think that it's probably coming from the same codependent place as it comes from with everyday women when they believe that they're bigger than the program. But in any case, if she was really taking into account her fabulosity, which isn't a word, but we'll keep on going. If she was really taking all of that into account, then you could kind of see why she would think that she was bigger than the program, because she is special. She is different. So I'm going to give that back to her on that.
So Cardi has taken to the internet saying that Offset is a deadbeat dad. He does not contribute to help with her kids financially, and he's only seen the newborn like 3 times since the baby was born. He also does not bother to keep in contact with the 2 older kids that he has with Cardi. But my thing is this. When Cardi met Offset, she knew he was already a deadbeat to other kids because she did interviews talking about how she was the one who brought him together with his other kids. She let us know.
Yeah, but she was doing the whole, I can change, I can fix him thing. Codependent response, right? Oh yeah, he's like this, but if I just show him the way, he's going to be different. He's not, but let's keep going. Pattern of behavior is a pattern of behavior. End of story. Doesn't really matter who is inserted into the picture.
Early on in her relationship with Offset, that she is the reason that he reconnected with his kids and started taking care of them again. So my question then becomes this. What kind of woman are you to lay down and have kids with a man who you know already does not take care of his kids he has in other places?
I think it's a codependent thing rather than a moral thing. I think a lot of us make the mistake of making that a moral thing. Why would you do that if you know you must be a bad person? She's codependent. And codependents believe in the heart of hearts that they can fix that person. They'll just show them the way and everything's going to be different. So it's not coming from a place of being a horrible person. It's actually coming from a place of wanting to help. Now, do you get your validation from that help? Absolutely. Yes, you do. And that's why you push it so strongly, because you're getting something from it. But the idea is to help, not to be like, which a lot of people interpret in a different way, in a more negative way.
What kind of standards do you have set for your life that makes someone else's deadbeat baby daddy an acceptable mate for you? What kind of standards did you have set for your future children by making someone else's deadbeat baby daddy their father? What kind of life?
I mean, I did a video on, I just let it play.
Life do you want for your children by making someone else's deadbeat baby daddy their father? Where were the morals when you knew this man had kids he abandoned and you still laid up under him? Like many other of the preferences, Cardi
well, no, she didn't, because she made him connect with them. So she didn't like sit there and just allow him to abandon his kids. She made him connect with them.
thought that her kitty cat was lined in gold and that Offset's character and reputation did not apply to her and their relationship. A lot of y'all get with these deadbeats and believe all the lies they tell you about why they are not in their kids' life.
Now, here's the thing. I can see why she would have made that connection because she's Cardi B. What I struggle with is when everyday woman thinks that she's better than other everyday woman because she's everyday woman. That to me is what I struggle with. For Cardi B to believe, you know what, I'm Cardi B. I influence women all over the world. I influence people all over the world. I can influence this guy. Is it codependent behavior? It is still. It is. But I can see how she would believe in that more easily without it being, and I was going to say without it being without it being, I was going to say without it being an ego thing. And you could argue no one's better than anyone, but come on, if you're Cardi B and you've established yourself and you've got a certain mindset and you've kind of raised the charts, and you're not like other people. Okay, better than, worse than, you're not like other people. You can argue better than, less than, whatever, but you're different. Let's keep going.
Oh yeah, his baby mama crazy. She keeping his kids away from him. She don't blah, blah, blah. And guess what? When you're the baby mother who got left behind with kids and no help, those are the same stories he's going to be telling the next baby mother in line.
Yeah,
ladies, your kitty is not lined in gold. If he's a dog, he's going to be a dog. You are not the exception to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
You will eventually become the rule, just
Absolutely.
like all the other women he's dealt with. And just because,
just like Stefon being like, we'll see. Any separations? Huh, we'll see. He's just dismissing it like he literally didn't even acknowledge the other one. So I guess she got a better turnout than his last baby mother, who has had to drag him to court in order for him to acknowledge that baby. So she's getting a better response. He's not talking about it, and we'll see is a better response, but barely.
Because he put a ring on it does not mean he is now a good man or that he's changed. A lot of serial baby daddies eventually marry one of their girlfriends because they need free childcare.
Exactly. You got to think about, people are always like, oh, you got to put a ring on it. Who is putting the ring on it though? Ladies, let's start thinking about that. Who are we allowing to put the ring on it? Okay? Let's think about that.
He did it to her. He will definitely do it to you as well. You are not bigger than the program.
Last one, and we're moving on.
And the Cardi B being pregnant with the fourth child by Stefon Diggs, I mind my business, but I'm more concerned about the people in her comments talking about she got the money for it. That's when I know y'all need to heal and get a deal, because it's not all about money. Hence the reason why half these fucking celebrity children be on crack by 16. It has nothing to do with money, and good parenting are two different things. Having the financial means is just a part of parenting. Okay? There's no way my girl Cardi healed and got a deal and the ink is still wet on them divorce papers. The baby Blossom just turned 1. It's not about her moving on and having a baby. Did you try to date a little bit? Or you just said the first one I pick up, I'm just swoop on in and bust it wide open? Listen, that's not I'm being nosy. I'm in the people business, but so what? Who cares? But that mentality is why I fear that y'all parenting skills is a little off. Just because you have the money doesn't mean that that's okay for you to just be bringing multiple children into the world. I don't. And also, isn't Stefon a bully man? Are we going to forget that? Also, there's a video going around where his teammates said they would never want him dating his sister. He was just on a video the other day having a girl sniff cocaine off his finger. I don't know what's happening. God bless the children.
I didn't even see that video, but let's move on. Okay, back. Basically, in conclusion, this is a bad idea. I hate this for Cardi. It's what I put down. I hate this for her. Okay? Children are a blessing and all that good stuff. I hate this for her. It looks like she's about to crash into another wall. Head on. Train collision. She isn't valuing or protecting herself at all in this. At all. But it's to be expected when you've just left a 10-year toxic and emotionally traumatizing dynamic. This is the type of thing that you're going to get into, which is why I say stay away, stay away, stay away. For at least a year and work on yourself. Actually work on yourself. I have programs here to help you to do that. The Just Recovery program is just for you, okay? It's just for you. Perfect. It's in the link in the description box. Anyway.
Not only above, but you want to suffer. Trauma recovery. Yeah, trauma